So here's another little card trick quickie for you. Cards can start out shuffled in a shuffled manner, which is always lovely. And then a four of a kind is announced. Now this could be jacks, sevens, fours, tens, whatever you feel like. Something that really, I go for the spectator, something that really stands out to you. What do you like? And let's say for the sake of this trick, they say kings. Let's do kings. So I spread throughout. We see the king of hearts. Okay. Then there is the king of, let's see, the next one, king of diamonds. Okay. Third one is the king of clubs. And finally, and lastly, is the king of spades right there. Okay. And nothing near the top because I want to be fair as I do this. Here's the cool part. I just wait a second, and believe it or not, you can have the kings all rise to the top. Pretty cool. And we're going to actually use these kings for the trick. Which would you like for the particular trick? Would you like to use reds or blacks? And let's say they say reds. Okay. We're going to come back to these in just a second. It'll help in a later trick. We'll put these inside. And as we're doing so, these kings are being checked out to make sure there's no Spanish-speaking chihuahuas, trapdoors, or anything of that nature. Okay, so those cards being examined, these cards being put back, and we're doing all this, and fa la la, we're going to do something amazing. We're going to have a card selected. Let's say it's dribbled. They say stop whenever. Stop here. Okay, so card is shown. Hopefully you all can see it. Okay, card selection. Okay, and is tossed back, oh, say about here. I'll show it once again. Card dropped, and card is shuffled up into the pack. Okay, here's the cool part. First we'll do it with the black kings. We'll start off with the black kings, okay? We got the king of spades and the king of clubs. We'll watch this. I'm going to get the card. It's going to shoot up into the pack, and we get one card. We get your four of hearts. That's actually my favorite card. It really is, which is kind of great. So we can actually try this again. So we'll make it even more impossible per se. Spectator can push it in. Okay. Again, we've got the king of clubs. We've got the king of spades. Watch this very closely. We're gonna have the card rise right on up, shoot up inside, and believe it or not, we get that four of hearts. Now I know you don't even believe it yourself, so what we'll do is we'll get that four hearts, we really place it into the pack, okay? You can see it, and we'll lose it up inside. Now I want to try to make this kind of really impossible for everyone here. So here's what we're going to do. I go to another spectator. Excuse me, miss. Do you happen to shuffle cards at all or anything of that nature? And they go, oh yeah, I can give it one. Okay, so here's what we'll do. We'll let her shuffle the cards. She shuffles them, gives it a cut, whichever, and we're gonna have some fun with this. We're going to use the two black kings, and we're going to try to do something amazing. Cards being cut, however, we got all that. Shuffle, whichever. Okay, there's natural misdirection just from that, but lo and behold, let's center it all around this moment. Okay, I want to be able to show you something cool. Card deck's right here. I just give it the cards just a little wave, just like that. You want to know what happens? Check this out. I'll actually spread so you can see it. Believe it or not, in between two black kings is your red kings that you were actually wanted in. I remembered. It did play an important role. So from between the two black kings, there's the two red kings you were mentioning earlier, and one card right here. Can you please name your card? They do. And boom. There it is, that four of hearts. Gotta love it. So, with that said, let's jump into the card trick, and I'll be crediting along need it be. We start out with a coal. You can have the four of a kind just on top and go right into the effect, though, and do some really cool production. Though I just happen to like to just be able to, spectator can see them all throughout the pack, seems fair, and you're just culling all along. That is just so fun. So let's say they name me four of a kind. Let's say they say sevens. And then you go across, okay, we got seven of clubs, and you can point it out, show it to them. Call, Push, 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 push. Show. Oh, 7 of diamonds. You're showing to them. It seems like it's all spread throughout the pack. All throughout the pack. 7 of spades. Cull. And it just seems so utterly fair. 7 of hearts. Cull. And look. It's nothing near the top. I want to seem so fair. You got the stack right here. You square everything up. You're just chilling. You don't flash that, but you know what I mean. Square it up and then start dealing, and boom, all 4 7s come to the top. Check out Kotya's Roadrunner Cole. Great thing. Not sponsored, but he is a great guy. Continuing on from where we were. We had the 4 7s, and then we organized them onto reds and blacks, and they can choose whichever they want. Whichever one they choose, we're going to actually use it for that trick. And we actually do, which is great. So let's say they named the red ones. You say, okay, we're going to use the red ones for this trick, and examine the black ones. We're also going to use them. So then they're examining those. Gives natural misdirection for you to be able to cull the cards. And we're going to be doing something in particular. So we cull both 7s. They're hanging right here. And we're going to be creating now a wall, like just pushing up some cards like this, out jogging like this. So it creates like a barrier. So no matter what we're going to do, everything is covered. Before you get to the end, the left hand in my case, dominant hand, is clipping the pack into the packet, and we're going to be doing a half pass, which I call the colon reversing technique, which is so cool. You use it to your pinky finger, boom, and then you can't even see it from the front because of all that shade of the extended cards. It looks sloppy, but it's all intentional. You can do the reverse happily, and you're all good. So in actuality, which is so great, and I can do it casually. I just didn't have actual misdirection doing this, but when I get a live performance, oh man, you're going to see it, and it just happens so natural. I mean, you don't even see it. That's the great part, because this moment's usually misdirected. So, goes in, then once I get the second one, goes in, then I push out some cards. Okay, so it looks out jog, looks like this. Okay, I get ready for you want to make sure they're not so extended like that, so that we can be able to do the half pass safely. But I was still able to do it. Even if cards drop, you can pick them up. Gives natural misdirection, and you can half pass and then pick cards. You're all good. But again, one last time, just so you can see it cleanly. Okay, and I won't over exaggerate everything. I'll actually do it in performance. Goes down. Okay, push off a couple cards. Get ready. Middle finger pushes it. Okay, and it's just a split second moment, and then you're squaring everything up, and then you got the cards very subtly and very invisibly reversed. It's actually full of magicians and some of the top minds. So this is a very good move. Call and reverse them. Look it up on my channel. Great slide. Anyways, so we got the cards reversed, and we're going to leave them there and forget about them. Just don't spread to the bottom and flash them. But we're going to be using them, which is great. Now, we can go directly into it, but I wanted to create a little bit more of a routine and create more impact leading up to it. So it's a modular routine where maybe you didn't do this, but you got impact. You'll see. So cards are being dribbled. The upper half of the pack is the one that's being dribbled, not the lower half, because reverse cards on bottom. They say stop whenever, okay, and you can push forward and give out the card if you want. There is and just be sure you don't flash the bottom part card's pack because it's reversed. Why is that? People would question that. So you do that, or just have a card selected like this. Just make sure they don't take the bottom card. Hey, just take one out from the center. Just take one out is a good idea here. So card selected. Okay, it is shown that it's being memorized. Good. Now I try to create a moment where I always show it twice because spectators forget it. And even I've forgotten it, okay? And I've done card tricks for, what, 15 years? Crazy. So, once it's there, we then dribble packets start from halfway around there, and we dribble and stop, and then say, toss the card back, and now they do so, or I take it, I show it again, or I can do the gesture where I can actually leave it stick halfway out, push it out, and spread on through, and do this gesture where I can actually spread and show it, not showing the bottom packet. Again, you know why. So I can do that and then do that. But then in either case, whichever you do, maybe it just goes back into the pack. And we've got maybe this situation. Get a break beneath the selection, whatever it is. In this case, it's 6 of clubs. Okay. And then set all the cards on top. Maybe dribble them. Well, not like that manner. I'm trying to manage everything, but you get it. So maybe dribble on top. Getting a break below 6 of clubs. Or maybe whichever. So maybe that. Okay. So we get that. And then got a break below it, and then we do an overhand shuffle of the upper packet, shuffling this selection, 6 of clubs in this case, to the top. Make it the last card to hit the top. Okay, so now we've been able to protect the bottom 2 card packet that's been reversed. We've got the top card, the selection on top, very subtly. Okay, and then you say, first we're going to do a trick with the black 7s. Okay, now notably it's better if the black ones are left and you pick and show them, because a lot of people, believe it or not, don't know spades and clubs. It's been an often thing in my performances. 24 for you. Weird. Anyways, it's to your advantage, so you can actually show the cards and then people can understand what they are as you announce it. Break below the top card, the selection. Okay? Take it and show it 7 of clubs. And this is how I do it. I mean, you could do this guy and do the whole sandwich move. I like to do it a little bit more fancy. Here's how I do it. I use my thumb to rotate it off like you're about to do a Elmsley count. So, boom. So now you can see both of them. I try to get as deep as I can, using my forefinger to keep the doubles stable on the lower one. Okay? And so you take this 2 cards as one. This lower 7 of spades. Add it to the 7 of clubs in whatever manner. Reposition so you can pick that lower card up, and now you've got the 2 cards right here with the selection right behind it. Okay, so I'll do it again. It's just this is the moment where I am able to casually do it. It doesn't seem like it's a sandwichy move, which all the magicians know. It just looks like, oh, he's just taking a very fancy sandwich move. You're taking both cards. They look like 2 singles. It's actually double right here. 2 cards is 1. Boom. And then we do the build up. Again, not flashing bottom's packet. Just doing a couple reminders. You never know. We then do the move where it gets right here. We just use the thumb to pop out the card. Okay? So we can give it a shake like the cards rise on up. And then we shoot the card over to this packet right here. And how I do that is just popping the card back. And then I can also do as a gesture. You can play with what you like, leaving the card out from the thumb, so the card moves out, and then toss as the card gets placed back. And this motion of just going there, and then the motion of that with the thumb moving out of the way to show the selection is something really, really cool. Let me reposition so we can show it again. So when you combine both actions, that action and then there with the action of the card moving out of the way, okay, those 2 actions, you're able to get boom, boom. And it just looks so organic. It's really beautiful. Boom. Like boom. Maybe you could do it from underneath, directly underneath. Maybe I did it underneath in the performance. Let me go back. Instead of like right here, you're actually able to see everything and have a moment happen. Boom, boom, and boom. Looks cool. And then you can show the selection right here, which is nice. Okay, and then we show the 6 clubs. Now we walk in after showing it, we walk the selection right here. I mean the foremost front card over, so that the 6 of clubs is now sticking out like so. So we go from here. Okay, we're in this position, and now we use our forefinger to push the selection out. We're just repositioning it while getting the forefinger back, and we get this card to stick out. We just walk it a little bit. After we show it, we have that moment pause and walk in saying, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. And now we walk it over so we can get this selection sticking out. And we're going to do a very casual switch, which I really, really like. And it's a very on the offbeat kind of thing, and you don't get caught, which is so great. They have to be really burning you. But even then, it's just very casual. So I show it, And everyone's expecting, even magicians, everyone's expecting a switch anyways. So, in the worst case, but they won't know, they just know must have happened, but you know that kind of position? I don't feel like I'm the only one in this. Anyways, selection's right here. We're going to basically do a top change in a way and reposition it. So we're going to come on over. So motion is exposing it, just exposing it. Thumbs push off the top card, okay? Thumb clips the selection, okay? It now goes out of position right here. So that was bad explaining. Oh my gosh, goes out of position to go out of position. Okay, so selection sticking out, okay? You pull it onto the pack. The thumb is pulling the selection onto the top of the pack, and the top card of the pack is going to the bottom part of the deck sticking out. Okay, but this is face-up view, and it's a much. It happens all face down, but I'm just showing it for explanation purposes. Okay, so as I come on over, thumb pushes off top card. Okay, thumb clips the selection, takes the selection, leaves the top card right here, just a random card. Then I take it after the move happening. I take it with a thumb sticking out, putting attention to it, and then put it back again, back on bottom, which is a discrepancy. Really beautiful. That's from the upper view. Okay, from the lower view, let's go back. We've got selection, the 6 of clubs in this case. Okay, so we have it sticking out right here. Or maybe, and even if you're struggling with this, maybe we can have it regrip and have it sticking out like this, and then show it again. Have a momentary pause, and then we could switch it out. I believe that's what I usually do. So my apologies if I didn't mention it earlier. So after you show it, boom, boom, lift it out. Yeah, that's what I usually do. My apologies. Lift out. Okay. We do the face down. It looks like this. Okay. And that's what happens. Again, okay, 6 of clubs is in the middle. We position outwards. Thumb takes the selection, leaving the top card, a random card right on bottom. Okay, alright, thumb then takes the random top card, then repositions it back to on bottom but sticking out. Okay, just seems like I was readjusting it, being fair, but it was a discrepancy, and I switched out the card. Cool. I then place the card into the center, which a spectator can push in, or I can push in with my forefinger. Spectator pushes all the way in. Okay, I can then show the back of the cards, add 1, and we already got a break underneath the top card, so now we got the face down card, a break below the face down top card, one of the selections, one of the 7s, here's the other 7, and go underneath the double face up 7, face down card right here, selection. So go right underneath. Okay, and now we're in a V position. Thank you, Eric Jones, you inspired this. So now we got a very clean, beautiful thing. We're very clean display. Do the same move, go, boop, and it pops again inside there very beautifully, and then you can show the selection again, which is very, very surprising. And then they're going to be reacting to that, and you can set those down. Now you can mention at this point right here, I don't think you believe me. No matter what you do, I don't think you believe any of this. So what if I actually took the selection, and you can have these 2 cards notably face down, the 2 7s, we'll come back to them. But you don't even stress it, you just place them face down. Spectators know they're there. We take the selection, put it inside the pack, and then I like to spread a little bit past the selection, and then just show it really inside there, which is a nice subtlety. Okay, and then from here, we cull it, and then as we push on through, and then you can ask the questions to the spectator. Question for you. So you're like doing a half motion, or I forget what the thing is called in his book Crescendo. I'm blanking. But it's slow. It's breaking up the motions so you can be able to do a move. So I first ask, excuse me, do you question for you? And they go, yeah. And during that moment, I break the spread, I ask them a question, and then I also use my pinky to get a break and making sure it's below the bottom card, which is one of the face-up red 7s, okay? And then I say, do you shuffle cards at all? And I do this as I insert the cold card right in between the 2 red 7s, which I use by getting a break. And then everything goes here. So through that, I get the 2 red 7s right here and the face down selection in between. Again, I'll do it again. We get the 6 of clubs, put inside, spread and show. Again, red 7s are right here, the bottom cards. So the 6 goes right here, I displayed it, okay, called it, and I say, excuse me, question for you. Got the break. Do you shuffle cards at all? And then you square everything up, adding the cold card to between the 2 red 7s. And then you go, yeah, I do. Okay? And then as they confirm, yes, I do, or whichever answer, you then riffle the bottom, the packet, unless you can do a Arthur Buckley buckle really well. I just riffle the bottom of the packet off 3 cards, seeing that the second red 7 upon the third 3 riffle cards. And I say, okay, I'll need your help to do a basic shuffle. And what you can do is if you want to make a gesture with the pack, you can also transfer with the middle finger and thumb and just casually talk as you maintain that 3 card break. When you're ready to go and you say you're going to give them the cards a shuffle, take the cards back into the hand. We're going to do a gambler's cop, copping those 3 cards between the phalanges and the palm of the hand right here. Okay, and I tend to keep it like in a transition motion, usually doing something, or I'm going to grab something, so I don't leave it down here for a long period of time. Okay, so in this case, and what you want is for as you cop it a little bit more to your dominant side, wherever you're going to cop with, and make it a dead drop so it just goes out of frame, no cards are seen. Okay, and it's something you just practice, okay, getting it there, because we don't want to do this and then we're flashing like this. Okay, so practice in mirror so you can get it, and don't try to keep it here for too long. Okay, just some tips on gambler's copying. And I know that I should be crediting right away Daniel Madison, because he can do copying way better than I can. He's specialized in it. Anyways, Steve 40, you're also amazing. We cop out the cards, 3 cards, hand it to them to shuffle. As they're doing that, we take the 2 7s. Maybe we could do a brief display if you want. Okay, and we're going to also use the 2 7s. We're going to come down, hands come together, join the pack. And we can pull off one of the 7s. Okay, so what we were able to do, we take the cop cards right here. We maybe display the 7s real fast. Okay, hands come together. The copped cards meeting the 2 black 7s. Okay, so these combined with these right here. Position check. Okay, we then take one of the 7s, sliding on off. Okay, and then getting a we actually didn't get a break. Well, that's nice. So we just take one of the cards off. We don't need to flash it again in this case, so I tend to take it off, and we're going to do something amazing with these 7s. Here's what I do. I then push off with my holding the cards right here with my middle finger, thumb pushing off, so you get this really nice fair display of the cards right here. Looks so fair. You get to see it. Seems like there's just 2 cards. So good. And then the cards are right here and they're being shuffled and they're all good. Pull back the card, right to the pack. Seems like it's just 2 cards, which is really great subtlety. If you want further to sell it, middle finger, thumb, grab the packet, middle finger, slides off the top card. So you get subtlety of just being 2 cards right here. Cool. And if they're not too close, they can't see the thickness, so it's beautiful. So they shuffle the cards. Okay, I'm going to show you something cool. I just give the cards a wave. Do you see what happens? You square everything up after displaying it like this. Square everything up. Check this out. I spread on through, and between the black 7s is your red 7s. I remembered, which is the name of the trick of this little segment. Okay, we show it. We can display the black 7s, set them aside. Cool part of the display. And between these 2 red 7s is 1 card. Could you name your selection? They do. And you got this great photo pose right here. Their selection, they get to see it. You look magical. You're smiling like this. Boom, they remember you. It was a huge thing in the castle to be able to gain those kind of poses. And I was able to get them a lot with my type of routines. Put them to the face so they can remember you. Not just you doing magic down to your chest level, per se. You know? So it's more than just magic. It's about the individual too. And how to create care for that. You know, it's just a thought. So this is the full version. It's a triple sandwich effect with a real hitter at the end, which is 2 punches. First the jacks, and then their selection. And it goes, wow. It's a great conclusion. And it's also modular. If you need to stop for any reason, you can stop the first one, stop the second one, and you got some really great moments. Everything throughout is just really powerful. And again, credit to Eric Jones from his Ishkabibble sandwich. That kind of inspired this, as well as probably some Marlowe moves and some original stuff in my own streamlined takes as well. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed this. Hope you can use it, and catch you all in the next one. Like, subscribe, and if also, one last thing, if you want to learn the real secrets to magic and take your magic to the next level, feel free to check out the link below. So with that said, have a good one.